Hello friends, let's talk about the chicken of the woods. There are actually many different kinds of chicken of the woods found all over the world. These are all mushrooms in the genus Laetoporus. This is the sulfur shelf, one found in the eastern United States, Europe, and other parts of the world. And it is very easy to spot due to its neon yellow and orange colors. I almost exclusively find this one on oaks, red oaks, white oaks, other kinds of oaks, living oaks, and dead oaks. Although it can grow on other hardwoods like beeches and black cherry and willow. One important thing to know about the chicken of the woods is that it doesn't agree with everyone. It is a popular wild edible and a good beginner mushroom, as there are no lookalikes, but you do need to be careful with this one because it can cause an allergic reaction in some people. It doesn't agree with everyone. This happened to a friend of mine. He ate this for the first time and his lips and his throat swelled up. So if that's something you don't want to experience, be careful with this mushroom. We always want to ease into a new mushroom, trying just a small amount at first to see if it agrees with you, and making sure to always cook mushrooms all the way through. So you want to be especially careful with this one. And there are a couple species that grow on conifer wood, and those tend to elicit the allergic reaction more often. Those being the Great Lakes chicken of the woods, Laetoporus huronsiensis, that grows on hemlocks in the northeast parts of the country. And then we have the Laetoporus conifericola that grows on the west coast and in the Pacific Northwest on firs and spruce and hemlocks. So yeah, while I'm at it, I'll name the other of the 6 species of chicken of the woods in the United States. There's also the white-pored chicken of the woods. That is a butt rot fungus, much paler in color, and it grows only at the base of trees, but it's found in the eastern United States and grows on the same kind of trees that the sulfurious does. Then we have the white chicken mushroom. This is found only in the southern states. It can grow on both deciduous and conifer wood, and it is only found in the southeast of the country. There is the California chicken, Laetoporus gilbertsonii. That one grows on hardwoods along the west coast of the country, like oaks and eucalyptus. And I think that's all of them, right? Yeah, I think I named them all. Was that 6? I'm pretty sure that was 6. You definitely want these young and fresh, brightly colored. You want big fat edges, kind of roundish edges. You want them to be heavy and full of water and vibrantly colored. Once they're pale and faded like this, frilly on the edges, those are no longer any good. They'll be full of bugs and they'll be tough and fibery. So you definitely don't want those. If you get one that's just a little bit older and it's getting a little fibery and tough in the center of the frond, you can just cut off an inch or 2 of the outside and just eat that part and it will be okay. These don't dry or reconstitute very well. I wouldn't suggest dehydrating these. You can't just throw them in a freezer bag. They'll last pretty long in the freezer. I might get some freezer burn if they're not in a vacuum bag. But the best way to preserve these is just to saute them all the way through in oil or butter and then put those in a vacuum sealed bag and throw them in the freezer. Although they will last in a paper bag in your refrigerator for 3 or 4 days, but I wouldn't push it much further than that. Once they sit around for a while, they start to get mushy and kind of gross. And once they have faded out in the wilderness, they'll be disgusting and full of bugs. There's all these little teeny tiny white maggoty worms on the top of this table now. Look at them jump. That's insane. Wow. For many years, I was under the impression that the chicken of the woods was an annual fungus rather than a perennial, that it fruited and died in the course of 1 year and did not persist year over year. But that was a false notion. How did I come to believe this false notion? Well, first of all, my Mushrooms of the Midwest field guide said this is an annual fungus, so that was a bad place to start. Just goes to show you should always double and triple check your facts, cross-reference. Even the word of an expert may be incorrect. And also my lived experience was I was not finding this mushroom refruiting in the same spots year after year. I would find many a chicken of the woods and check those spots out following years and not see any refruiting. So that made me think that this was indeed an annual fungus. Maybe 1 time out of 10 I would see a refruiting in the same stump or on the same tree. but I just chalk that up to a new chicken of the woods fungus moving in to a still viable host. Unlike some other mushrooms that decompose quite quickly, the chicken of the woods can last quite a long time. This is a white pored chicken of the woods. It's about 2 months old. It'll probably last a couple more months before it completely decomposes into the earth. A sulfur shelf up away from the ground can last even longer, 6 to 8 months, last well into spring. They kind of turn into white, brittle, chalky bits. But you don't need perfect timing to be able to tell if a chicken of the woods had refruited in the same spot. You just have to show up at some point from summer to winter. How did I become disabused of these false notions? Well, first of all, I double-checked my facts, and second, I had more experience. We had a lot of rain this summer, and this summer and fall I've been finding tons of chicken of the woods, and I've been finding it refruiting in areas where I haven't seen a fruiting in 3 or 4 years. So yeah, this giant fruiting happened 4 years ago. There's another tree up there that had a big chicken of the woods on the side, an old red oak tree, and that was 3 years ago, and now it has one on the other side. A big white pored chicken of the woods on a stump down by the creek. That one refruited again, same as last year. Another log down by the creek that refruited, same as last year, and another white pored chicken of the woods on the hillside that refruited, same as last year, and another stump on the hillside that hadn't fruited in 3 or 4 years. Lots of examples of chicken of the woods refruiting from the same substrate. It just depends on the conditions. It may be several years in between fruitings. It will just depend. So yeah, you definitely want to check your spots. Another reason I've been disabused of my false notions is that I've been watching the Uncle Jesus show. He is the chicken of the woods master of Pennsylvania and maybe the United States, maybe the world. He's made hundreds of videos about the chicken of the woods foraging for this mushroom, and he's logged over 200 spots that he checks. Hold on. Stop recording. Stop the tape. Go back. Did I just get bum rushed by a possum? I didn't even notice. Thought that was a squirrel making all that noise. Yep, that's a possum. Wow, that's pretty funny. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, Uncle Jesus. Where was I? Oh, chicken of the woods. It's definitely a perennial fungus. It just depends on the conditions, particularly the amount of moisture. As I often say, if you're looking for mushrooms, you're looking for trees, and you're looking for moisture. Okay, now back to our previous filming timeline. Eventually, the nutrients in the tree will be depleted and no longer be able to support the chicken of the woods mushroom, but it can live off a big tree like this for years and years and years. So yeah, I'm gonna stockpile as many of these as I can. It's been a great summer and fall for the chicken of the woods and many other mushrooms. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm Michael File. I'll see you next time on Mushroom Journeys.
Chicken in the